Temperatures really starting to cool behind it into the 60s and 70s, and then will then eventually start to spread into our area as well. And that's going to be the start of quite the temperature tumble as we go throughout the rest of this week. 71 only for a high on Wednesday, and then into the 60s on Thursday. And spoiler alert, that trend is going to continue into the weekend as well. As we go into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we can see that scoot over into Wisconsin a little bit again with just a few light showers, maybe another few rumbles of thunder as well. And then also as we go into the day on Sunday, that rain will continue to move across the area.
Kevin Bloomberg is on the WEAU patio with a quick check of the forecast. Hi, Kevin.
Hi there, Judy. Yeah, it's pretty nice out here, a little bit chilly and breezy as well. The winds have really started to pick up over the past few hours, and it's a little bit cloudy still. We do see a few peaks here and there, but for the most part, yes, the cloud cover is still the dominant force. The winds are a problem today. They should calm down a little bit into tomorrow and especially Wednesday. That's looking like our best day, especially because as we go in towards the later part of the week, we are tracking a storm system moving in, bringing in the chance for rain into late Thursday and then especially into Friday. As we go into the weekend, starting to look a little bit drier, but still cool with highs only in the low 50s.
Yeah, I guess I just got to start making plans. How to just cuddle myself up in the blanket, you know.
Probably, yeah. Stay warm and stay. There's also bringing some warmer air from the south behind this warm front, and we can also see that on our regional temperature map with some warmer temperatures in the 70s nosing into our far southern areas where we can find some warmer temperatures. It's 73 degrees in La Crosse, but as we go farther to the north, that's where we find noticeably cooler temperatures. There is a healthy bit of disagreement between all the models. What we are pretty certain of is that it will be a pretty sharp cutoff the farther east you go with hardly any rain close to Lake Michigan, but further west, also into our area, we're expecting anywhere between 1 and 3 inches of rainfall through the weekend. On our Nicolay Bank Phoenix Park Skycam, we do see the blue sky approaching from the west, so slowly but surely we are starting to see a little bit more of those clear skies, but as of right now it is still technically cloudy with wind from the northwest and the temperature of only 48 degrees. The cloud cover is really keeping those temperatures down. This will extend farther eastward into our area. And that's going to increase temperatures a little bit as we go into tomorrow and Wednesday with highs reaching into the low 60s. That is above average. We haven't seen that in quite a while. It's only for the short term though, because as we go into Thursday, we did back into the 50s and then we are back below average again.
First Alert forecaster Kevin Bloomberg has a quick check of the forecast. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Judy. Yeah, here's a look at some of those showers that we had earlier today, but they are starting to move on their way out. What we're seeing in our area is mainly some higher cloud cover, but the sun is really starting to peek through, and that is bringing temperatures on the rise here as well. And otherwise, also 87 in Eau Claire just in the last hour or so. That's still 2 degrees shy of the daily record. Not expecting to make that later this afternoon. And then also 90 degrees in Ellsworth, right along the Minnesota border. That's the hot spot across the area this afternoon. A little bit cooler farther towards the north and east, but even there it is way above average, with temperatures also there in the low 80s. We should remain dry, but we could see some increase in cloud cover into the overnight. After midnight, we see some more showers starting to move in. They will then continue to move on eastward as we go throughout the day on Wednesday. Further to the west, we see a storm system with some more weak boundaries. There's not a lot of precipitation on it, but there's some much warmer air bottled up behind it with temperatures in the 80s for parts of the Dakotas and also Nebraska, even some 90s down there. Much cooler the farther east you go, and that's also the case for our area. You can still see some higher clouds up in the sky, but otherwise the sun is peeking through that nicely, and that's allowed temperatures to increase quite a bit as well. 73 degrees right now. The wind has also picked up quite a bit from the south at 17 miles per hour, and that's with a warm front that's trying to creep into the area. Also, that one is on the way out, and further downstream, south of I-94, it's looking dry, so it's a pretty good chance that we already saw our last little bit of rain for the day today. It's to mid-80s for the most part, really warm, a little bit breezy at times as well. We'll take a closer look at that in the 13 First Alert forecast that's coming up later. So if you still have plants or any flowers outside and you want to keep them alive, you really need to bring them indoors tonight or cover them up, because plants are not going to like these temperatures that we are expecting for tonight. And also on Monday, we still have the chance for maybe a few showers in the area.
Yeah, looks a little bit more wet, I guess, as you go toward the end.
And we need it because it's still very dry out there, so please
Definitely.
bring on the rain. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
Now, your 13 First Alert weather forecast.
We saw some record-breaking rainfall over parts of the Chippewa Valley yesterday, and we still see the result of that with a flood warning over parts of our southern areas from far southern Buffalo County, stretching over parts of Jackson into southern Clark County, because there's still some water on roadways. Some roads are even closed, so be aware of that if you're driving out there. And also we're seeing very high water levels on the Black River, mainly over Jackson County near Black River Falls. That's something to be aware of for the rest of the day, and more rain, unfortunately, is in the forecast. We see cloudy conditions on our Nicolay Bank, Phoenix Park Skycam for Eau Claire. 57 degrees currently. It's a little bit on the chillier side, and the wind is coming from the north at 7 miles per hour. If we look farther towards the south, though, over southern parts of Wisconsin, temperatures are actually pretty nice, up into the 60s. They had a very mild day yesterday, and also today it's not looking too bad. The cooler air is definitely bottled up to our north, and also as we look farther out towards the west, with temperatures only in the 40s at this hour in parts of North Dakota and also South Dakota. And that cooler air is eventually going to make its way into our area, because we have a trough sitting over the Pacific Northwest with the jet stream dipping down, much cooler air behind it. We are sort of on the borderline between the cooler air and the warmer air. That's why we're pretty close to average today, but we will see this trough extending farther south and eastward over the next few days, and that means the temperatures are going to drop quite a bit already. By Friday, we're back below average, and then Saturday, we're almost off the bottom of the scale here. Temperatures will drop only into the 30s, and that is not the low temperature, that is the high temperature for the day on Saturday. So much cooler air is on the way. That also means much cooler nights, and we haven't really had a hard freeze yet for basically the entire area, but temperatures will start to drop pretty quickly from the 50s for the next few nights down into the 20s, even the low 20s as we go into next week. So definitely much cooler air is in the forecast. And this is where things stand currently. We have a storm system off to the west with that cooler air behind it and some snow over parts of North Dakota. Closer to our area, we also have a low pressure center basically right overhead, but that's much weaker. It's only bringing in some clouds. But farther towards the south, we already start to see some of that new rain starting to move in. That's going to be on the menu for tonight. So currently we have mostly cloudy conditions, a few peaks of sunshine farther towards the north, but otherwise we're looking cloudy. And as we go further into the overnight, especially after midnight, we'll start to see more showers starting to pop up, with a chance of rain definitely increasing later on into the night, with even a few rumbles of thunder possible for our southern areas, mainly along and south of I-90. So for the overnight tonight, showers with mostly cloudy conditions. The wind is from the east-northeast on the lighter side, and it's not going to be very cool either, with a low of only 54 degrees. And then tomorrow, those rain showers continue to move through. It's not going to be a washout. It's not going to be very widespread, just some isolated showers. They'll continue to move through the area. Again, an isolated rumble of thunder is possible, and will start to dry out as we go later into the overnight tomorrow night. And it's going to be a mild one again tomorrow, with temperatures in the low 60s, but that is going to be the last day with such nice temperatures, because Friday we see a high of 52, but that will be early in the day. Temperatures are going to drop throughout the day on Friday with an increasing wind from the northwest. It could be windy with some showers in the morning, and after that we're really going to get a taste of winter here, with highs only in the 30s for the most part. We have a chance for some snow, maybe even on Saturday. So we're really going to turn things around here over the next few days.
Yeah, that is a pretty big drop-off for us.
Quite a bit, yeah. We haven't seen this cold air yet so far this season,
No, we
so
haven't.
it'll be a little bit of a change.
Yes,
yeah.
it will. All right, thanks so much, Kevin.